Hey guys, you are talking to Ree, where I come to talk to you about what I've either read in the blogs, watched on TV, or heard in these streets. Today, it is about what I have watched on TV. We are talking about Life After Lockup, Love After Lockup, whichever it is. Season 4, episode. Is this 47 or 48, maybe? Like, you guys already know how I feel about the episode and their numbering of things. I don't know what WeTV is doing with that, but for whatever reason, the numbers game is completely off, but I digress. So you guys already know whenever I come on a camera, it is strictly because I don't feel like doing a lot of editing. Like at all. I am tired. I got a lot to do this weekend. So I was just like, well, let me just come on the screen. And also, I think they went through majority of the couples. Like, what did they go through? Like 7 of them out of 8? This is too many couples on this season. I just want to get that out of the way. We have like too many couples on this season. But again, I digress. So let's just get straight to it. If you like anything that you see today, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear back. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your feedback. I want you guys to come back for more. I'm getting more consistent with this. As you've seen, we are going to grow this channel together. I am loving the feedback that I've been receiving on my videos so far from you guys. I am really loving you guys so much. So this is so freaking cool. Let's continue on. Let's get straight to it. Let's get some of the couples that gave us nothing out of the way. Let's get Marcelino and Brittany out of the way. Once again, why did they bring them back? But for whatever reason, they are here. So we have them standing outside, still in the parking lot, discussing their relationship and the disappointments that they have for one another. The end. I'm dead ass. The end. That's all they gave us. It ends with them hugging and saying, making a promise that they're going to do better. We move on. Let's get Eris and Cameron out of the way. Same thing. Cameron goes, speaks with his sister. His sister goes and tells him, hey, perhaps you should look into apologizing. He decides to go ahead and apologize to Eris. They move forward. He plays some of his music. The end. Y'all like how quick that was? Yeah. They gave us really about nothing. Let's get to Amber and Puppy, okay? So Amber meets up with one of her friend named Ruben. And Ruben is like introducing her to like this space that he wants to create this Mexican restaurant at, right? So then Ruben says to her, listen, I don't care about your past, girl. I want you to be a part of this restaurant, all right? The only thing I'm asking for you is to come in with $50,000. I know you got out a present. That's okay. I don't care. Figure out how you can get $50,000. And I know you can come up with it because, you're a hustler. Well, her hustle is what got landed her in prison. Ruben? That's how she got in prison. Was her hustle. What? Anyways, but she's willing for the challenge. She's just like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. Ruben, you brought Amber on this restaurant because you know that she's on TV and it's the best way to go and get attention to the restaurant. That's it. But whatever. She's willing to come up with it. Fine. We scoot over to Puppy. Puppy is with their friend Queen. She's moving in with Queen for a while until she figure out what it is that she wants to do. Side note, the fact that they were going to skip over the fact that Queen lost so much weight. Queen looks amazing. Queen must have lost at least a good 70 pounds. She looks good. And we were supposed to skip over that. When she came on the screen, I was like, is that Queen? Go girl. But anyway, she's going to figure this thing out until she figure out what she wants to do with Eric. And Puppy, we're rooting for you, okay? But we want you to take this just as serious. We don't want you to leech off of your friends. Do not become so dependent. Like she's just too dependent on everybody. And I don't know how much I feel for that. But regardless, girl, we are rooting for you. So be it. You know what? I can't figure out which camera I'm supposed to look at. Like which... Am I looking this way or that way? Whatever, guys. If you see me looking a little bit crazy at times, it's because I couldn't figure out which camera. And again, I am tired and I just want to, rest. But we move on. Let's get to Lindsay and Blaine and their fake storyline, okay? We start off with Lindsay acting like she is moving out of the house. The house that you guys built together, right? This is at least so she is acting like. We end up finding up later on down the line that she said that it was temporary. Why didn't you express that at that time period? Needless to say, she apologizes for it. But I want us to focus on something that was super amazing. We speak about Blaine's journey, right? Blaine, who was an addict, who has worked very hard to change his life around. He has been drug free for the last 2 years, and he credits that to his walk with Christ. Yes, Blaine has found religion. And he said that he had made it an effort to change his life due to his grandmother that never gave up on him. When I tell you, when he was in church giving his testimony, I was in tears. That was like the realest thing that came out of them all season. I was in tears. And let me tell you something, Blaine. Even though you sat up there at that altar with that horrible comb over, I'm still rooting for you, my guy. I am rooting for you because I know that, you can do anything with religion, with spirit, with faith, like whatever a person believes in, whatever that has gone to keep you on the straight and narrow. I am rooting so hard for you regarding that. That was the realest thing you guys gave us this entire season. So there's that. We move on to Derek and Monique. We start with Derek at his great grandmother's house, Big Ma. Let me say this. Let me start off by saying that Big Ma, we love her. We love Big Ma. We love the matriarch of the family. She is level-headed. She is understanding. She is a supporter. She is a rooter. And she is a baby. If you like it, I love it. And for that, we love you. Well, he is at Big Ma's house. He has got confirmation that he can go to Chicago, right? So he's going to go to Chicago to go and visit Monique. He tells Big Ma that he's planning to propose to Monique. And I love the way that Big Ma started probing with the questions. Like, she wasn't straight out like, babe, you just got out of prison. Like, maybe you want to explore your freedom a little bit more. She was just like, is this what you want to do? Or, are you looking to, explore your freedom a little bit? Like, she made it more like in a question, right? Instead of telling him what to do. And I love that. And I'm going to steal that. Okay, and Derek says, like, listen, she has held me down this whole time, and I want to take it seriously with her, even though we know that Derek has been cheating on Monique since forever, like literally as recent as a month ago, out of his own mouth from an interview that he did with Carlos King. But I digress. Regardless, he tells Big Ma, like, this is what I want to do. And Big Ma is like, listen, if this is what you want to do, take it seriously. Monique deserves love. She deserves someone to be serious. And I love that Big Ma is so in support of them because Monique does need somebody in the corner, especially since we know that his siblings have all done away with her based off of her physical appearance. So it's good to see that Big Ma is just like, regardless of appearance, I'm in support of you. So I love that. But it also makes me realize that Monique is trash for trying to put cameras in that woman's house. And I hope that she went to apologize wholeheartedly to that woman and his family for that. Right? Like, whether Big Mom was in support or not, you ain't got no business putting cameras in that woman's home. I hope she apologizes. But we end with things where Derek takes $500 for Big Ma, and that pissed me off. Why are you taking my money from Big Ma? Right? Big Ma went and put out $500 and said, I just want to make sure you're good. A part of me was disgusted with Derek for actually putting it in his pocket. Okay, you got Monique taking care of your ass. And you still got $70,000 from prison. Don't take Big Ma money. Big Ma probably worked hard for that money. That's probably Social Security. And you didn't took it. I'm kind of mad with that. Big Ma, if you want an extra great-granddaughter, no, I'm not willing to marry your great-grandson. But just like as some adopted, reach out to me. I clean. I cook. I'm saying I would take you to bingo nights. I'll take you to the salon. We get the hair laid like Big Ma. I'm for you. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So we move on from there. Let's get to Chance and Taylor. So this episode, we start off with Taylor giving birth to their beautiful baby boy, Mason, right? So it's such a beautiful moment. And the moment that the doctor puts the baby on the chest, I'm talking about in biblical court, it has not even been cut yet. Chance is like, give me the baby. Have you no coot? Even the doctor was like, listen, she just did all of the work. Like, in so many words, basically saying, can you allow this girl to enjoy her child just for a second? And he's like, well, I mean, she's been holding him for 9 months. Chance is something else, y'all. Chance is something else. So he literally goes, takes the baby. The baby is screaming bloody murder. But eventually the baby calms down, right? So Mason goes and calms down. Okay, great. They get home, they get settled and everything. And, they are still struggling with bills. And Chance is not even revealed to Taylor that he lost his job, right? So he is acting as if he is still heading off to work and things because he's afraid to tell her that he lost his job. While you were working, you guys are behind on bills. Now you tell her that you lost her job, or you don't tell her yet, but we find out that you lost your job. He goes to one of his friends who is into real estate and into fixing up of homes and that type of ordeal. And he asks him for, a job. He's like, man, I'm willing to do any and everything. And there was a look that the friend gave. It was like a quick little roll of the eyes somewhat. Like, I caught that. It was very quick. Like, go back to that scene if you can and just watch when he says about like, hey, I'm looking for work, this and that. Look at the friend's energy. I knew the friend was probably like, I'm not helping this man out with no work. I don't want him working for me. So he creates the story of, well, we're still working on this project. It's not going to be for like another 6 weeks. I already got 3 guys lined up. Like, he got all of these things, right? Instead of just saying, dude, I don't want us to mix business and friendship, if that's what you want to call it. I use that term very loosely when it comes to them because that energy that he gave, I was like, that's not your friend, okay? But for whatever reason, they were just like, okay, like maybe we'll check back on this when I'm working on the next project. That next project could be, he said 4 to 6 weeks. It can be a few months. Like, let's be real. Like, the man sounded like he was going to create an excuse not to give him that job for whatever reason. And it's his prerogative, right? But to me, the energy was very clear that he doesn't want Chance working for him. Okay, so then Chance goes over to the bar where another friend works at, and he notices some sort of slot machine or, like game machine where he's able to gamble. And then he's like, hey, like, do people actually win on this? And the guy's like, yeah, they win at times. So he went and he put some of his last dime in there, expecting to win, and loses. Chance decided to gamble. You have a newborn baby at the house and 3 stepdaughters, and you decided to gamble with money that you technically don't have. Chance is 42 years old making these types of decisions. Taylor is only 27. 15-year age difference. And yet she even knows better to know that. That's irresponsible. But girl, you still gave him a baby. So there's there's that. So we move on to Justine and Michael. We start off with Justine trying to figure out how the $12,000 become missing from the account, right? So Michael is like, well, I can't tell her that I took it out for her ring because I wanted to re-propose to her the right way. So he creates all this excuse about like the record studio, this and that. But it ends with them getting into, well, not ends, but it leads into them getting into an argument over the money and the responsibilities of the household. And he goes on to say to her, like, listen, because she's like, hey, I'm here. You wanted me to quit my job. I'm here with the kids, this and that. And he's like, listen, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, in other words, I'm bringing home the bacon. You're supposed to cook it, right? Like, if that's the case, get you a separate account. And so she's like, wait, hold on. I've contributed to this account as well. I was the one taking care of you when you were in prison. And he's just like, yeah, she goes, it was my money and my job and my 16-hour shifts. He was like, no, I was the one that was telling you what to do and how to get that money. I made you a boss. And when he said that, I was like, now, what exactly did you tell her and how to get money? I hope it was legal. That's number one. But 2, if it was legal and you made her this boss, why was she still working? She didn't quit until she got pregnant. Why was that? I need you to elaborate on these things because my nosy behind wanted to know what he was talking about. But they ended up making it past that argument. They end up in Vegas. And in Vegas is where they meet up with his manager, Mocha. Okay. Mocha, who is very dry to Justine because he's like, what is she doing here? And so then, Michael tells him that, hey, you know what, Justine is pregnant and she's going to be accompanying me to a lot of these things. And Mocha's like, listen, let me talk to you outside, and proceeds to tell him that, listen, you practically wasted my time. I got over 50 plaques on the wall. I do this. I can make you a star, but no one's trying to see a ring and knowing that you married. Mocha, are you forgetting that you are on national TV? If you made him a star, we would still know that he's married based on this show. What are you talking about, Mocha? And nowadays, this is not 1962. It's not like Michael is trying to be some heartthrob. Like, what are we talking about? Nowadays, these artists, especially these rappers, will show you their significant other. Okay? You got Toby Wigway that will show you the significant other. Even down to the gangster rappers like Lil Durk and G Herbo and some of these other guys. They will brag on their girls. So the whole, well, no one wants to know that you're married. What are you talking about? This is 2023. No one wants, like, is she going to be there? Like when we're in the studios late, you got to leave to go and get Pampers. Like, Mocha sounded so outdated. Outdated. You would have thought that Michael was the one carrying the child. What are you talking about? And even if he was carrying the child, Cardi B did it with a full belly at award shows. Okay? So did Young Miami, some of these other rappers. Like, this is not the old days. You can do this with a whole family. What are you talking about? So I just don't know what he was saying, but he ends up convincing him to remove his ring. And I was just like, what? Michael, get you another manager. Because number one, if you're really that talented, it's not going to matter who you're with. If you're really that talented, people are going to listen to that music. Get you another manager. Get another one. Yeah, so that's all I want to say, guys. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Do you guys think that it is necessary that Michael has to remove his ring? Do you think that, maybe Derek shouldn't have took Big Mom money? He should have left that $500 behind. Shame on you, Derek, for taking from your great-grandmother. Shame on you. Okay? Do you think that Chance is trifling for gambling the last bit of money that they have? I want to hear your thoughts. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.